Hey everybody, I'm here today to show you and tell you how to repair a small tear in leather. This will be an easy tutorial, so let's get right into the video. Now it all depends on the size of the tear and the quality of the leather, but what I have here is an old leather chair base. We got rid of the chairs because they were old, they had broken and so forth, but I kept one of the bases to use for a couple of videos. And I just did a little bit of prep work yesterday by making a couple of small holes and patching a couple of them lightly, okay? Now, your patch job, your repair job will look much better than this. This is just really quickly just to give you one coat of what it looks like, okay? So essentially, you want to look at how big the hole is, okay? So if it's something like this size over here, then you're going to need to have a backing. So you're going to want to buy a leather repair kit, and your leather repair kit is likely going to come with a sheet of backing, which can be used to sort of put under there. It's going to come with a whole bunch of colors of like compound for repairing the leather and an applicator. But for the applicator, you can literally use anything. It's just a little thin piece of plastic. You can use anything for that, okay? So essentially, if your hole is this big, or if it's, anything larger than just a sort of like a cut, then what you want to do is you want to get some backing, and you want to cut the backing so that it is the perfect size to shove sort of in there, and you want the backing to cover the entire hole, okay? If you can use multiple pieces of backing if you want to, but you can see this covers most of the hole. It's not covering right there, but you want the backing to cover the whole hole and go, that sounds interesting, the whole hole, the entire hole, and go sort of underneath the material in all directions, okay? So you want that to be the case. And if that's the case, that's the first step. If your tear in leather is something small, I'm gonna just do a small tear right here. So just like that. If your tear is something like that, you probably don't need any backing for that, because you still have all of the leather material, right? You can see there's the hole, but all of the leather material is still there. You just want to connect the leather material again. So essentially what you're going to want to do at this point is, when you have the backing, or when you don't have the backing, basically when you're ready to apply the compound, you're going to figure which color works for your leather. Now you can use a standard color, like I could just use, let's say, black or like a dark brown, or you can mix them together. So for instance, if I just wanted a really dark brown, I could mix the black and brown together until I got the color that I wanted. Okay, now just for the sake of this tutorial, to make it easier for you to see, I'm going to use yellow, because I'm not trying to match the color. I'm trying to show you how it's going to work. So I'm going to open up the yellow compound. Now the leather repair kit, I got this many years ago. So I don't know, like I can't give you a link to it or anything like that. Like honestly, I probably got it maybe like 7 or 8 years ago, long time ago. And look, the compound is still good. But essentially this colorant is actually the compound. So I can just take the applicator. What you want to do is just go many thin layers. So I went very thick with this one, just so I could sort of get something on there to show you. But I'll give you a better example of how thin you want to go. And you want to try and keep it as close as possible to just the area and just slightly over. You don't want to just go, like crazy with it. It's different than patching a drywall hole. You want to keep it as small as possible while still getting the coverage. So I'm just going to put some yellow down on here, just slightly. I'm going to just get a little bit of yellow down there. I'm just sort of dabbing it on, okay, as you can see. And what you want to do is you want to get that compound in that seam, because it's going to harden up and it's going to basically be like a leather when it's done. And I'll show you why. So I'm going to just get the yellow in the seam right there, okay? And I'm just going to go just slightly around it, okay? And basically, you can go in a few different directions too. Go to the left, go to the right, go up, go down, to basically cover as much as you can, okay? And once you're done, you want to smooth it out. So I'm just going to go and I'm going to just try and basically, I would clean this off, obviously. I'll just try and use the clean side. I'm going to try and just smooth it off as much as I can, okay? Not going crazy with it, but just try and smooth it off if you can. Because the more excess material you can get off there, the better that the end result is going to be, okay? So like I said, usually you wouldn't see this because it would be the same color as the leather, but the only reason you're seeing it is because I'm showing you using a totally different color, just to show you what the size, right? I don't want it to blend in for this tutorial. Now this is one that I did yesterday with just one thicker coat, and you can see it was quite a large incision, as you can see right there, quite a large gap, but you can see when I push this down, it's still all the same color there. You can't see any of the material underneath because I filled it in. Now for this one, I didn't fill it in. And then when I push down, you can actually see the hole. Now I'm gonna try and, let's actually bring the camera, let's zoom it in so I can show you a little bit better, just so you really know what to do, okay? And it's actually starting to rain, so I'm gonna try and make this quick. So this is one that I went thick enough with, right? And you can see I can push down on it. You can't see any material underneath. It's stretchy, the compound, okay? This is one that I didn't put enough material on the inside. And when I push down, you can see the material underneath. Okay, so basically you want to make sure you have enough compound down there, but not too much. And when this compound dries, I think this one takes about an hour from what I remember. So when it dries, essentially you want to let it dry for an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, overnight, whatever it says. And then you want to add another layer and add another layer and continue doing it until it is basically barely noticeable, okay? If your leather has a pattern of some sort, you can actually imprint a pattern on it. Your leather kit, your leather repair kit will likely come with something that you can imprint on it. But that's essentially it. That is how to repair a small tear in leather. If you like this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. Let me know what you think down below as a comment. And of course, be sure to subscribe for more great videos just like this one. And that's all I have for you today. Thanks for watching.